Hello everyone. In this evening, I would like to tell you a very beautiful story about childhood. We like to believe that growing up is a clear, measurable process. That one day we cross an invisible line and leave childhood behind, replacing play with responsibility, curiosity with certainty, and dreams with plans. Society reinforced this idea relentlessly. We are told to act of our age, to be realistic, to stop wasting time on things that do not produce visible results. And yet, if we look honestly at our lives, adulthood does not erase childhood. It simply disguises it. We do not stop being children. We all only learn to call our games by more respectable names. A child's toys are not just objects. They are tools for understanding reality. Children learn cause and effect, risk and reward, creation and destruction. A toy car crashing into a wall teaches limits. A doll being comforted teaches empathy. A tower of blocks collapsing teaches patience or frustration. In childhood, play is a serious business. It is how we rehearse life before we are asked to live it for real. What makes childhood toys special is not their simplicity, but their honesty. A toy does not pretend to be anything else. It openly says, "This is play." There is no pressure to justify it, no expectation of productivity. The value of the toy lies entirely in the joy and curiosity it sparks. The child does not ask what the toy cost in the long run. Time is infinite. Energy is abundant. Loss is temporary. If a toy breaks, another one appears. If a game ends, a new one begins. This sense of emotional safety is a true luxury of childhood. As years pass, something subtle begins to change. The toys become more complex, and so do the rules of the game. We stop playing openly and start playing strategically. School induces competition. Grades replace applause. Approval becomes conditional. Suddenly, play must lead somewhere. It must prove something. Creativity is encouraged only if it fits within predefined lines. Yet, the impulse remains the same. We still want to win. We still want to be seen. We still want to feel capable and special. The difference is that failure now has consequences. The child who loses a game shrugs and tries again. The teenager who fails an exam feels a crack in their identity. The adult who fails at work questions their work. This is not because we have become weaker. It is because our toys now carry our sense of self. Adulthood does not eliminate play, it relocates it. The playground becomes the workplace. The game becomes the career. The score becomes money, status, and the recognition. We collect titles the way children collect figurines. We compare achievements the way children compare toys. We feel pride when ours shine brighter and disappointment when someone else seems better. A promotion is just a more expensive trophy. A luxury car is a shinier toy. A packed calendar is proof that we are winning. Even relationships can become toys if we are not careful. Something to acquire, display, or use to validate our worth. And unlike childhood toys, these ones are fragile. They break quietly. They disappear slowly. They demand constant maintenance. We cannot simply put them back in a box when we are tired. The most significant difference between childhood and adulthood is not responsibility, it is cost. Adult toys do not cost pocket money. They cost sleep, peace, health, and years of our lives. They cost missed moments and postponed joys. They cost the ability to rest without guilt. We chase them with the same intensity a child chases fun, but without the same freedom to stop. A child stops playing when they are tired. An adult keeps going because stopping feels dangerous, because the game now defines who we are. This is why burnout feels so devastating. It is the moment when the toy stops working, but we don't know who we are without it. One of the great misunderstandings of adulthood is the belief that seriousness equals maturity. In reality, seriousness often hides fear. We fear being seen as naive. We fear losing control. We fear admitting that we still want wonder, excitement, and joy. So, we wrap our desires in logic. We call play networking. We call curiosity research. We call dreams goals. We pretend that everything we do is necessary, rational, inevitable. But strip away the language and the structure underneath looks familiar. We are still experimenting, still seeking approval, still afraid of losing our favorite toys. The child within us does not disappear. It waits. It shows up when we laugh unexpectedly, when time disappears while doing something we love, when we feel that quiet excitement before starting something new. It also shows up in our insecurities, in our fear of rejection, in our desire to be chosen, praised, treasured. Maturity does not mean silencing the child. It means listening without letting it drive blindly. The problem is not that we play. The problem is that we forget we are playing and start believing the game is our entire identity. Perhaps the most important skill of adulthood is not discipline or ambition, but discernment. Not all toys deserve our devotion. Not all games deserve our time. Not all victories are worth their cost. Is this toy enriching me or draining me? I am playing because I love the game or because I am afraid to stop. What I am sacrificing to keep this toy? These are not easy questions. They require honesty, and honesty often disrupts carefully built identities. But they are necessary if we want a life that feels alive rather than merely impressive. There is a quiet kind of freedom in remembering that life is not a test to pass, but a space to explore. We remain children through our lives, not because we are immature, but because curiosity, desire, and play are fundamental to being human. What change is not who we are, but what we play with. The toys become heavier. The rules become stricter. The price become higher. But the hands holding them are the same. And perhaps real adulthood is not about pretending otherwise, but about remembering these truths and choosing our toys, our games, and our time with care. Because, in the end, life is not about owning the most impressive toys. It is about knowing when to put them down and still feeling whole. Good night, everyone.